Looks blurry. Sorry about that, guys. We are. See if we can get some focus on me. I do look blurry. What do I look so blurry? Alright, much better. I must have clicked it myself. Or live. Sorry about that, guys. I must have clicked on me going right at the 1 second mark. But we will get right into a little Schnauzer, a Schnauzer 2, 20 entry max, $3 entry, 100K to first. Beautiful structure, 2 out of 12, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Let's hop into it. I've played about, I want to say 5 of the, or this is my 5th actually. I think maybe let's do 30. Ooh, we're gonna do 36 draft real quick. I think everybody that wants to do a 20 is not awake anymore. We're going to do 30-second draft. Where are we drafting from? First 30-second draft, the 12 hole. Okay, we have some badged players here. All right, we're getting the 12 hole. We're going to have some fun at 12 hole. Let's see if we can upload my CSV here. Oops. Address. We're going to see what the board gives us here at the 12. I think it's only fair for my exposures. Still haven't updated these exposures. Played a little bit more today. A lot more today. But since we're up to 12, you think we can double board? Get 2 boards on here? Or maybe not. But that's okay. We might look at some props for a season-long NFL. We might hop into the Golden today or tomorrow. We'll probably do it tonight. Let's see. 12 holes not terrible. 1 hole, I'm getting used to it. Getting a little bit more of those, which is nice. I still don't really like the 1 hole per se. It's just harder to see your first overall player hitting in a meaningful way. Usually they get injured, or they just have a little slight drop off. Jamar Chase, though, as the 101 is a very good bet in my opinion. I did upload or get my rankings back up. I think I still have Jefferson as my 1, Jamar as my 2, and then my 3 I have as Bijan, I think, or I think Bijan then Lamb, or Lamb then Bijan. Saquon is at the 11. We have CMC at 5. Gibbs at 6, Brian Thomas at 7, Puka at 8, Neighbors at 9. I moved Nico up. I was looking more at season-long props as opposed to their spike weeks. I was looking at how many spikes each player had in the first 2 rounds over 14 half PPR points. Nico had about 7 last year, which is a really good number for him. We're gonna go Brian. Let's go Nico. Let's get our first Nico share. I do like Brian Thomas. Let's start off this one with Nico. Oh, we can go. We're double tapping, huh? Let's keep it stupid simple. Brian Thomas, Nico Collins. I think that is a really nice pairing there at the 1-2 turn. I think you can even say that's probably, if you're able to get that pairing, one of the best pairings on the board. I did move Lad McConkey slightly down in my rankings to 21. I moved Jonathan Taylor slightly up my rankings. I probably have to move Bucky a little bit down. I think I might need to move Taylor up. In the next round, I'm probably looking to tap Terrell McMillan. We might get Brees Hall if he falls. At ADP, we are going to be looking at more so like Tet and Brees. We can maybe pull up DK Metcalf, maybe even go Omarion Hampton, pull him up to the other side of the board. Kyron, if he falls, I'm not opposed to go with Kyron there. Maybe an elite quarterback. You can also do that, like a Lamar Zay. I think that would be really fun. At the 21 or 2-9, Trey McBride is off. At 22, Lad McConkey is off. They're kind of following my rankings, kind of. Huh? You get T off at 23, Rice off at 24, Jacobs off at 25. Don't really have too much to talk about today, other than player takes, player combinations, shuffling of the board. I did see on Sean Siegel's rankings that he does have Terrell McMillan substantially higher in his rankings. I think in the mid-third round, upper mid-third round, which is very nice to see. I think that's where he lands next year. I think he's just in a really good situation. One of my favorite clicks on the board. I think like last year we were clicking Marvin Harrison Jr. at the 1-2 turn. This year, guy with almost the same draft capital, maybe even a slight better profile without the name of the elite father type. In Marvin Harrison, Terrell McMillan is kind of like the same profile, maybe even you could say more explosive. I think Marvin Harrison does have a bit better end zone capability, which makes him a little bit better in this format on Underdog. However, I think Tet will get you there. I think he is able to escape to the end zone a couple times. Maybe he gets better at that jump ball situation. Marv dropping to the 308 would have been interesting for me to get there with him, or Terry with Jaden would have been awesome too as well. This guy goes Puka Bowers and Marvin Harrison. That looks really good. You have the Lamb, Trey McBride, Chase Brown. Let's grab Lamar Jackson here. I was looking at Jameson Williams' stats as well. I like him also. I think I want Lamar, though. Let's go Lamar Jackson. And Teteroa McMillan. Really fun start. I got a 1-0-3-0 Lamar Jackson, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas at tight end. A running back is nothing, and tight end nothing. And at quarterback, Lamar Jackson. I did not say that correctly. So I got a 1-0-3-0 quarterback, Lamar Jackson. No running backs yet. Wide receivers, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Teteroa McMillan. I hopefully will put up some of my drafts on Dak for MVP, not me. That guy is a Cowboy drafter. I'm surprised he didn't go with CeeDee Lamb at the number 3 hole. But I will soon start putting up some teams that I have built. I need to get more DJ Moore and Xavier Worthy. More Mike Evans and Breece Hall. Breece Hall is slowly creeping up the board. Tyreek is slowly creeping up the board. I took a fun pairing with Tyreek and Jamar, something that is very uncommon, you can say. I also brought Teteroa McMillan with Jamar at the 1-2 turn, or at the 2-3 turn, you can say. And I thought that was very fun doing that. Not a lot of teams will have those 3 stacked together. It's very hard to get Teteroa McMillan at the 4 hole in the 4th round on the opposite side of the board, let alone with Jamar Chase. Devontae Smith with Jalen Hurts lands at the 4-5 turn. The Law 33 goes George Kittle. If Brian Thomas Jr. and Teteroa McMillan do not play good for me this season, I think I will have a hard time monetarily with my wallet, so to speak. I think Cortland Sutton, I need to move up in my rankings. I think he is a wide receiver that I have a little bit too low in my rankings. Juwan Jennings going at 53. That guy is crazy. Really wants to get his guys. I really don't like the Juwan Jennings click. Maybe after this turn we can look at his stats. Oops. Joe Mixon goes at 54. He's sliding a bit with his injury. See if we can get a Chuba slide on RJ Harvey as a flower slide would have been nice. He goes off the board. Anyone in my rankings at the top would be fantastic to get. I think here I'm comfortable double tapping at wide receiver or at running back. If one of those two names doesn't go off. George Pickens drops to me. I'm going to do that. I think having James Conner also on my team, I like that as well as my first running back. The team is right now a 1-1-4-1 build. Lamar Jackson at quarterback, at running back, James Conner at wide receiver, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Tedero McMillan, and George Pickens. I like it. I like it a lot. I can see George Pickens climbing up the board as the season continues. Walker was actually a early grab in this round as well as Juwan Jennings. Let's look up his Juwan stats fantasy data. Juwan Jennings fantasy data. Ooh, his birthday's almost on my birthday. That's cool. Let's see. Half PPR. So he went for 8.9. Share the screen instead. He went for 8.9, 4.7. Yeah, half PPR. 8.9, 4.7, 41, 10.3, 1.8, 4.2, 12.8, 20.1, 6.5, 7.1, 24.5, 4.1, 7.1, 10.3, and 8.7. 1, 2, no, not even 2. 1, 2, 3. He had 3 big games. The other games are really low. I think he is a bit overdrafted at cost. Let's look up Ricky Pearsall. Stats. Fantasy points. Half PPR. He had a 15-point game in week 10. 24-point game and an 18-point game, or 15.89 game and a 24.7 game. So he's had also quite a bit of 0s, 2s, and 5s, but I think if I were to be a betting man, he gets more of the shares, especially when Brandon Ayuk comes back. More volume, I meant to say. I know one of my more favorite analysts, Ben Gritch. You can follow him on Ben Gritch at bengritch.substack.com. He has a newsletter out there, but he is more of a Juwan Jennings guy than Ricky Pearsall. He nailed the Bucky Irving call. Another pick he's into this year is the George Pickens pick.
Okay, I found this on the web for this year as the George.
It's weird. They're listening to us, guys. They are listening to us. So at 80, Quinshawn Judkins goes off. That would have been interesting to grab. The guy, Rochelle, I like his draft at the 8th hole. We are looking for a running back here. Tony Pollard is not a guy I was looking at. An upside swing with Brandon Ayuk would be interesting. I think Mark Andrews slides. Should I grab him? We're gonna go Ayuk. And a Baker and Kabuka click would have been interesting there. We're gonna go Jordan Mason with this one. Slightly ahead of ADP. Not into Isaiah Pacheco. I think he would have been fine on this team. But we have a 1-2-5-0 build at quarterback. We have Lamar Jackson. At running back, James Conner, Jordan Mason. And wide receiver, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Tedero McMillan, George Pickens, and Brandon Ayuk. I can look for Dak on the way back around or Trevor Stroud as well. Probably a tight end running back or a quarterback. Pretty much done with a wide receiver for a couple rounds. I think Brandon Ayuk I want to grab more of right now before he climbs up on the board. Really looking for my badge this year to be a badge drafter. Let's check out the 9-hole. He goes Patrick Mahomes with Xavier Worthy, like that. I think not stacking your first wide receiver or your first wide receiver is interesting to do. I would really like to grab Bateman, stack him up with Lamar, but I do have 5 wide receivers already. Egbuka, if he falls, would be pretty awesome as well. I think Najee would be an interesting grab here. Charbonnet, Trevor Etienne, I really haven't been clicking all that often. Andrews, Bateman. I think Loveland can get some action. Dak. We can probably go Stroud or Trevor the way back around instead of going Dak. I think Dak's a comfortable click. This will probably be a double tap at running back. I would really like Bateman. Diego Najee, Charbonnet. I think Charbonnet is the goal line back. I have a lot of Charbonnet. Probably not going Dak. Probably gonna hold on Loveland. We're gonna grab Travis Etienne on here. What can we do on the way back? We're running back later. Do Samir White, Ray Davis. I think I'm gonna just take my vegetables and grab Charbonnet. Don't think Bateman's coming back. I think instead of going Ayuk at the 7, I should have did probably Pacheco. But I didn't know that Bateman was coming back. Bateman comes back. My neighbors are pretty loud. It's weird. Right now, not a lot of stacks. We do have a 1-4-5-0 build, which is quite nice. Pretty strong at wide receiver, quarterback, and running back, in my opinion. 3 week 8 buys. Did not check that at running back. Hopefully Jordan Mason puts up some points, and my receivers do as well. Bateman goes off on 115. The way back around, we're gonna queue up. I'm gonna queue up Stroud, Lawrence. Queue up Bryce. That's later. Stroud, Lawrence, Ray Davis, Jaden Blue, Rashad White, tight ends, Colston Loveland, Tucker Kraft, Jake Ferguson, Isaiah Likely would be interesting as well. Likely would hopefully come back around. No, I would have to take Likely, I think. Yeah, I would have to take Likely here. I don't need a running back. I would like a running back. If I have to go Love, I will with Kraft. I'm not aching for a quarterback because I have Lamar. I think I would like a quarterback. I like this round of tight ends, or quarterbacks and tight ends and running backs here really don't normally draft these wide receivers around here. See what happens. Likely goes. That's terrible. These next two guys probably should go wide receiver. They probably go running back or quarterback too. They could. Coin toss though. Neil P. Star goes QJ. Quentin Johnson, and the next guy goes with him. Man, I love Jordan Love. Tucker Kraft is a bring back. I'm trying to get more Stroud. I think the click is Kraft and Trevor Lawrence. Kraft is the bring back. Lawrence is the stack with ETN and Brian Thomas. We have a 2-4-5-1 build. At quarterback, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence. At running back, James Conner, Jordan Mason, Travis Etienne Jr., and Zach Charbonnet. At wide receiver, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Tedero McMillan, George Pickens, and Brandon Ayuk. And it's tight end Tucker Kraft. Looks good. I like it. We can add Brendan Strange on this if we want. I think Gesicki is a target. Mason Taylor is a target. Even Pat Freiermuth is a target. Really trying to get my guys with different maybe wide receivers and running backs. Really like to get my guys at tight end. I think I can pretty much evaluate a good tight end from a not so good tight end. I think Bryce Young's on the board on the way back with or Stroud actually. Stroud, Young. Then we got Shad White, like Jake Ferguson at cost. Dallas Goedert is fine. Brendan Strange. They don't grab a lot of Adam Thielen. Roshan Braylon is cool. Rico, I like. Gesicki. K-Dot, and you can see it. You have to squint though. A lot of players getting injured. I think that's in the cards for some Bucks players though. Yeah, I think I like the 12 hole more than the 12 hole more than the 1 hole. Ferguson is off the board. Stroud's off the board. Goddard is off the board. Jaden Blue's off the board. Ray Davis is off the board. Jordan Love is off the board. Now Bryce Young off the board. It's okay. We will live. Think Gesicki comes back again? Probably not. I like Dowdle on this team. I think Roshan fits. After here, it kind of gets ugly at tight end and ugly at quarterback. Not so much quarterback. Probably like tight end, yes. Running back, yes. I can fit Tyler Algier on here. It's not a click I'm particularly into. Like Gesicki just with Burrows, and then that's the week 15 bring back. Jalen Noel also here. Let's do. I think Roshan plays more than Algier. Let's do Gesicki, Roshan. Now we have 2 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends. Quarterback Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence. Running back James Conner, Jordan Mason, Travis Etienne Jr., Zach Charbonnet, and Roshan Johnson. And at wide receiver, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Tyrell McMillan, George Pickens, and Brandon Ayuk. And at tight end, Tucker Kraft and Mike Gesicki. Pretty good, pretty good. I like the team. I wish I could change my tone of voice when I talk to you guys. I don't know why. It just sounds, I guess, monotone, or like I tone it up or down sometimes. Kind of robotic. I like the team. It's 11:23. Probably will not be drafting my golden. Actually, we can probably get in the golden right now. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna hop into the golden. How much 10K to first single entry fast? $10 buy-in. That's fine. I'm into it. There it is. Doing some glitching. 54% Rico. Doubtful. Crazy. I think he's just underpriced. I think he's going to have some positive coach speak in the next month or so. I'm in on all these Carolina Panthers, though. I'm excited for Bryce Young. Six left in the Golden. Whoa. My team is crazy. My team is just Lamar. Hunter Henry is a bring back with Baltimore as well. Maybe we say, oh shoot, my screen's frozen. Give me a second. I'm on the clock. Dowdle comes back. Pretty nice. Mason Taylor comes back. Pretty nice. I think this could be a 2 quarterback, 3 tight end. Oh, we're only doing 5 wide receivers. I just caught that. Oops. It's alright, we have 2 more bullets. We can add on our favorites. Doug, come on. Man, my dog wants to go outside. I might have to hop out of the Golden, then draft that tomorrow. Hop back into the Schnauzer. Doug, go sleep. Go to sleep, Doug. Come here. Alright, fine. Alright, dog wants to go out. I gotta get off, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will draft the rest on my phone. Bye for now.